Welcome back to the Awakening of the Drasilian, a Dragon Quest XI podcast. For this episode, I will be discussing meeting the mages, meeting the jester, and our first steps into the port town. It'll be about as descriptive as the last episode, but I will have a little bit more theory crafting in store for this episode, although the theories will mostly be on specific towns and characters. I will have a decent amount of ad-libbing for more dramatic effect. The only difference is that I will pause more. And now, we are going to start off by setting the story on the other side of the door of departure. Erdrick and Eric step out of the other side of the door of departure and talk to a priest for a second. Then they make their way around where they have teleported. After a quick word with the priest and a few skirmishes, our duo arrives at the bustling town of Hotto. As they try to go into Hotto, a person stops them, and we learn that he owns the local sauna, and they make their way there after looking around for a few items and buying some more weapons and equipment. Then they split up, and Eric goes on ahead. Then, when Erdrick is walking to the sauna, he meets a young girl who is yelled at and proceeds to look at him, then she just walks away. Then he makes it to the sauna and goes to go sweat out his travels with his compatriot Eric. As soon as Erdrick gets in the sauna, Erdrick and Eric have a short chat. Then they hear someone in the sauna with them, and they find out it's a young girl who's missing someone who was with her. So they take the young girl out of the sauna. Unfortunately, Erdrick gets turned around after having his first puff. He goes through the women's side of the bathroom. And for reference, this is an actual achievement in the game, as well as there's one for your first, puff. It's always hilarious to me, but after a bit of unintentional exploration, our duo has business to attend to. They exit the sauna house after changing back into their normal attire, and equip their gear back on. They go to the girl that Erdrick met earlier. She is verbally fighting with a brawny man with a bull mask. They talk with the girl. Apparently, this is not her younger sister. It is a random girl who has lost her father. So they proceed to make their way to the town bar and ask the barkeeper if he knows anything. They go inside. Then the boy who was kicking the younger girl out confronts them. But apparently, thanks to Erdrick and Eric being there, she's allowed in. We find out that her name's Veronica. They proceed to talk to the barkeeper. They ask him, have they seen Veronica's sister? And apparently, she's gone westward to where Veronica was captured by monsters. Now, I'm gonna put a pin in this. And discuss some theories. Hotto feels isolated by its harsh mountainous environment. Do you think the town's focus on the sauna is just a cultural quirk, or is there a strategic reason they've built a society around the specific natural feature? How does their isolation influence the way they treat outsiders like Erdrick and Eric? That encounter with the brawny guy in the mask says a lot about the power dynamics in Hotto, too. And it's not just a minor conflict. It's a window into how the local muscle experts influence over the people who don't fit in. Do you think this is a reflective of a wider theme of corruption in the world, or it's just a local issue? I'd love to hear your take. So please drop a comment in this video, or if you're listening to it on YouTube Music, just give me a comment there. Or you can drop it in our community feed. And let me know your theories. I'm dying to hear what you guys think. Now let's get back to the episode. They proceed to venture to the Cryptic Crypt. After getting through a couple of rough battles and gaining some more experience, they find some better gear. Then Erdrick interacts with an Yggdrasil root. He learns a way to not fall into a pit under the crypt. They find Serena near a holy spring. As they find Serena, Veronica tries to wake her up, thinking that she may have passed away, but apparently she was sleeping in the crypt. But she wakes up and she joins them on their adventure. They proceed to find another Yggdrasil root, and Erdrick interacts with it, learning a password to the door in front of them. And then, while they are trying to open the door, they listen in on a conversation with this creature named Jarvis. Apparently he's trying to gather magic, just like how he gathered Veronica's magic, apparently. And then they are found out because one of his minions walking behind them, Veronica proceeds to scream in surprise. And they are found, unfortunately. Then they proceed to fight Jarvis and defeat his underlings in him. Then Veronica gets her magic back, but not her original form. And apparently, someone named the Dark One has harmed them and is the one that's behind all this madness. And they are eager to learn more. Afterwards, they proceed to get a fellow named Noah out of captivity. Now, I'm gonna pause for a bit. Veronica's a powerhouse, but the game treats her diminutive form as a bit of a joke at first. However, do you think there's a deeper thematic reason the developers kept her small? Is it just a side effect of the magic drain, or does it represent the innocence that was stolen from the twins when they were forced to become the Luminary's keepers? How would the story feel different if she were her original age now? If you have any answers to that, or if you have any theories to that, once again, leave a comment. Now, let's get back to the story. Then, after they go back to Hotto and go back to the local bar, they learn from the man that they saved, Noah, that there's something called the Rainbow that can lead them to the World Tree Yggdrasil. Now, as the twin sisters join them on their journey, just like that, the party has grown. We've got the twins and a lead on the World Tree, and the mystery of the Dark One is looming over them. Things are starting to really pick up. Now they make their way to the sandy city of Gallopolis. They have a few minor skirmishes, but thanks to the fight with Jarvis, they are much stronger. They gain some more experience, and they enter the city. And they hear the sights and sounds of Gallopolis. After seeing the sights of Gallopolis, buying some gear, finding some recipes, experience a bit more puff, he meets the leading boss of it all. Meets the leading boss of Puff there. Then they go to the palace of Gallopolis. Then they speak with the Sultan, who looks troubled. Then his son appears. After Prince Faris's request, We proceed to go to his chambers, and apparently he can only tell us in the circus. So, they wait till nightfall. They go to the circus, and then they meet up with Prince Faris. Apparently, the prince cannot even ride a horse. And then suddenly, someone appears. The one, the only, the reason for our opening theme, the great Sylvando. After hearing out Faris, Erdrick accepts the request, and Erdrick and company go to the local inn and have a little bit of sleep before tomorrow. Then Erdrick changes into the costume and poses as Faris for the local Gallopolis sand racing tournament that happens every year to the princes. Now, after winning against Sylvando and going back to Faris' changing room, and finally, once again, he appears. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the great Sylvando. And by the way, that is the last time I'm doing that. He bursts onto the scene, and he simply says, you really have him, your backup, perform as you? Oh, darling, no. Erdrick and company proceed to go to the palace again. But, unfortunately, they're interrupted by a messenger saying, the Slayer of the Sands has appeared and has attacked more of the soldiers. So Faris again requests, could you please come with me and defeat the monster? I'm going to push the pause button real quick. Let's talk about some theories. First off, Prince Faris is clearly terrified of disappointing his father and his people. Do you think his deception is a sign of cowardice, or is it a tragic result of immense pressure the Sultan puts on him? I'd love to know how you feel about this dynamic of the room. He's dynamic, and I just find his antics frustrating. Now, Sylvando bursts in and immediately changes the dynamic of the room. He's flamboyant, fun. He seems to see through people very quickly. Do you think he knew right away that Erdrick was the one under the helmet, or was he just drawn to the star power of our hero? Now, just like that, before, please, any questions through my community on YouTube. Just to say it again, Sylvando is my personal favorite character. And that is why I'm asking so many questions about him and saying about my theories. It's because I personally think he's a great character. Was very well created. Now, we gotta get back to the story. Erdrick accepts the request after going to Faris' chambers to talk to him. Now, Erdrick and company leave the city. And apparently, Sylvando comes with us. Then they proceed to go to the Celestial Sands. They battle a few monsters, then they stop at a campsite. They talk about Sylvando, about this great evil, the Dark One, that they are very adamant that they will fight him. After they defeat the Slayer of the Sands, they take the monster back to Gallopolis. Then the party makes their way back to the inn. But suddenly, the Slayer of the Sands awakens. It starts to attack the prince and the king. But Sylvando appears and gives Faris a little bit of encouragement. Afterwards, the party leaves the city, but Sylvando stops them and joins them to help. Now, thanks to Sylvando joining them, they know that they should go towards Gondolia, where he has a ship docked. They make their way through Gondolia, they find a few items, battle some monsters, and then they arrive at Gondolia. Erdrick and company walk to the docks of Gondolia. Once they arrive, see Sylv, and apparently the docksmen will not allow them to leave because of the great festival that is going on. They proceed to split up, and Erdrick and Eric go to Ronto's home to ask him to let them leave the port. But once they're there, he just slams the door on them. And then afterwards, they are called by Serena, who says, apparently Veronica's got herself in a little bit of trouble, and a boy stole her wand from her. But apparently the reason he stole it is that his friend can't speak anymore for some reason. And he thought that her wand could help him cure it. But the only way to cure it is apparently to make some birdsong nectar, but they need some kind of holy water, or sacred water. But apparently there's some at Grotta della Fonte, so they go to the Grotta della Fonte for some sacred water. They destroy the monsters and undead in the cave, and then they fight a Cowardice. They obtain the birdsong nectar. They make their way back to Gondolia. Erdrick and Eric split up and go to the center of town. Then they are surrounded by Jasper's men. They manage to fend them off until Sylvando and Veronica show up. And apparently, they were not too happy. Thanks to Veronica using her magic and Sylvando's natural charisma, Erdrick and Eric tried to run away. Unfortunately, Eric was struck by Jasper's magic. So Erdrick and the rest of his companions had to leave without Eric and run to the docks. But they were determined to get him back. They fought as many guards as they had to in town. They've challenged Jasper to a battle and win. Then they rescue Eric. And then when they are cornered, Sylvando appears with his ship. We've escaped the clutches of Jasper, we've found the legendary mages of Arborea, and now we have a ship. But at the coast of Gondolia fades into the horizon, a new mystery begins to brew on the deck of the salty Stallion. Jasper is obsessed with catching Erdrick, but at how he treats his own men and the citizens of Gondolia. Do you think Jasper's hatred for the Luminary is strictly professional? Just following King Carnelian's orders? Or is there personal jealousy there? He sees a nobody from Cobblestone wielding the power of Yggdrasil, and he has to climb the ranks through blood and iron. Is Jasper the Dark One's servant, or just a man who hates destiny? Think about it. Sylvando. Traveling performer in a massive golden the Stallion.